you really like fashion or do you just like consumerism? Hi everyone, it's Meg. Welcome back or to Fordham Fashion Collective. In today's video, I just wanted to do a little sit down, sustainable, ethical fashion chat in honor of Earth Day when this video is planned to go up, and then Earth Month. But I definitely did want to preface this video with two things. Just one, that in no way am I trying to push my beliefs, I guess, or pushing anything onto you guys. And then two, just that like nobody's perfect. Obviously we're all human. Being able to have a fully sustainable ethical wardrobe and constantly buying ethical fashion isn't always the most practical, or I mean obviously sometimes I've bought from companies that don't have the highest standards, whatever. I just hope that from this video it can just help to bring a little bit more awareness and make us a little bit more aware of our buying habits, and to just try and find like a balance between sustainable ethical fashion, reducing our consumerism and our consumption, and obviously like supplementing some things in your wardrobe from a fast fashion or not as ethical, sustainable place. It's okay. I mean, we can't all expect to be perfect. First thing I want to talk about, I guess, is just a little bit about sustainable fashion, our habits today with mass consumerism, because I don't think many people realize just how big of an impact that's making on the environment. When things are constantly, there's such a constant need and people just keep buying and buying and buying. And then the way that a lot of these materials are made, there are a lot of cheaper fabrics, they aren't as great for the environment, and then you just keep buying and buying because the clothes that you're buying aren't the best quality, so you end up kind of throwing them away or getting rid of them. I actually took a sustainability course when I was a freshman, and it was really interesting. We talked about the concept of just like this away, when we throw something away, it just kind of escapes us. We don't really pay attention or think about where this is going. You put it in the garbage and it's out of sight, out of mind, and you don't think about it. But the reality is that everything we throw away, it doesn't just disappear. It's sitting in landfills for hundreds of years or being dumped into the ocean. And I think clothes is such a major part of that. These textiles are taking such a long time to break down, and instead of really wearing something for years and years to come because the quality is so good, and then like mending it or giving it to a friend, we just kind of get rid of it, donate it, and then it's a lot of the times the reality of a lot of thrift stores is that it's sitting in the thrift store, and if it's not being bought, a lot of the times a lot of their stuff they also end up sending to a landfill. So I think that's a really important thing to consider, and it's kind of crazy when you realize just how much stuff is going to waste every year. The nature of consumption, especially in America, is insane. I saw this this TikTok, I think, where a girl, she just said it was, do you really have a good fashion sense, or do you just like buying a lot of trendy clothes, which I thought was really true. And then a guy had duetted it, and he said that this is really important. It's, do you really like fashion, or do you just like consumerism? Do you just like to keep buying things? And I mean, I've definitely fallen victim to that, where it's like, I'm gonna buy something, it'll make me feel better, something like that, and you don't realize just how much of a bad habit it can become. And when it's not just you yourself that's doing it, it's everyone across the entire world that's just giving into this mass consumption. And, you know, it's not investing in good quality materials, and it's just doing bad things for the environment. And it's also, on the other hand, you have to think about the people who are making these clothes and how they're making extremely unlivable wages. You know, they're in these third world countries where it's so much cheaper to set up a factory and then send everything back to the United States to be sold, and these people are making dollars a day. I obviously want to address the fact that being able to always support and to always buy ethical and sustainable brands is obviously such a privilege that I know, like myself, I have the choice and I have options on where I can go and spend my money to buy my clothes. And I understand that obviously not everyone has that option. So I definitely just wanted to put that out there. But I think if you have the privilege and you are able to make the choice, that you should definitely try and be a little bit more aware of what you're actually spending and where everything that's going on behind the scenes. So I guess 2 main websites that I really love, or apps I guess, that really help me trying to, you know, pick and choose more sustainable and ethical brands. The first one is the app Good On You. I really like this one. It's really easy. You can just plug in any clothing brand and it'll come up with a sustainability report. And it goes in 3 areas. They usually have their labor, their impact on the environment, and then impact on like animals, or if they use animal materials, test on animals. So I think this is a really good one. They give you a pretty extensive report, and it's easy, you know, it's easy to understand. They give you the reasons why. They don't just say, yes, this is a good brand, no, this is a bad brand, and just leave it at that. They kind of break it down for you and make it understandable, and you can know, oh, this material it's good that they're using this material, or oh, it's bad that they're using this material. But then another thing that I really like is if you put in a brand, for example, like if you put in Forever 21 and it comes up that it has a poor rating, you can actually scroll down to the bottom and it'll give you alternatives, sustainable brand alternatives, which I think is really awesome, at the same price point, because I know a lot of the times we feel a lot more drawn to these fast fashion companies because they're so cheap, and it's, you know, you can get so many different things in your cart and it's only like $40 at the end of the day. Because I would definitely do that. I would probably go into like Forever 21 once a week and like fill up my cart with a bunch of things, send it to my house, and the reality was I never wore half that stuff. And then another website that I really like is Remake. I think that's a really good resource too for learning more about fast fashion and making the transition to sustainable and ethical fashion. Similar to Good On You, they have an option to go through and see kind of a sustainability report on different brands, and their rating system is a little different, but I think they're both really good resources to be able to kind of do more research and to learn more about the clothes that you're buying. They also have an ambassador program. They have a lot of really great statistics on fast fashion and just how many things are being wasted every year, and the realities of, you know, what's going on behind the scenes of fast fashion, which I think is really important, and it's a really good resource. I wanted to kind of go into some of my personal favorite sustainable, ethical brands, and then, you know, where I've kind of transitioned to buying a lot of my clothes from, and then just some tips on that. So the first ones are a lot of online thrifting websites. I love to go in-person thrift shopping, but I know that's kind of different now with COVID and everything. A lot of things were closed, and then not being able to try things on, whatever. So a lot of the ones that, I mean, I mostly use Depop, but I know Poshmark is a great option as well as Vinted. I think they're really great for finding specific items, anything that you might have in mind. I think a good trick for that is, you know, if you see something that a certain style, a certain top that you like at like Forever 21 or Zara or Urban Outfitters, if you could put in, you know, like the exact name or the style of it and the brand, it'll come up with, I mean, pretty much the same thing. And it's usually a win-win, because one, you're being sustainable, and then two, a lot of the times you can get it at a lower price point. In terms of like sustainable fashion brands, there's two I really want to talk about today, that I think are really cool. So the first one I want to talk about is Girlfriend Collective. They have a really good rating on Good On You. It's kind of gaining a lot more popularity. I started shopping there about 2 years ago, and they only had like activewear sets, just like leggings and like sports bras, and then like a few tops and shorts, but everything is ethically and sustainably made. Everything is made out of, you know, recycled water bottles, which is really cool. If you go into a certain product, it'll tell you exactly how many water bottles it's made out of, which is really cool. And they've extended their line, so they have now they offer like more shorts, biker shorts. They came out with a sweatsuit line, and they recently came out with a unisex line, and then like there are for everyone. Also really inclusive, I feel like, which is really good. You know, you're not seeing the same, you know, stick thin, skinny, white blonde model in every photo. You know, you can see someone who's like smaller. You can see a lot of like plus size models who are actually plus size. I know a lot of the times in the fashion industry they'll say like, oh, this is our plus size model and she's like a size 8. I like that brand. That's definitely my favorite. I think now all of my like activewear and athleisure sets are all from there. The quality is amazing. It's so, like, honestly, I think it's so much better than Lululemon, and it's usually for half the price. I mean, their leggings are probably only like $60 something, and Lululemon it's like over $100. And then the second one I wanted to talk about, which I think is a really cool concept, is called the 100 Club. I have a few pieces from there. It's called the 100 Club because they only make 100 pieces from each design or whatever. So I think I have 2 sweatshirts from there and 1 t-shirt, and it's kind of cool because it's like what you have is 1 in 100. It is a little pricier, I guess, only because it's a company that's based in the UK, so the conversion ends up being a little higher, and then you have to pay for shipping, but I honestly think it's so worth it, and it's really fun. The designs are really cute. It's a women-owned business, so it's really cool when I get so excited when it comes in the mail. So that's really all I have for this video. I hope it was somewhat interesting. I hope you maybe learned something new or feeling a little inspired to kind of make that jump and invest more into sustainable pieces, learn more about sustainability and ethical fashion. And then I just wanted to kind of end this off with saying, obviously, I know I said this in the beginning, but obviously no one is perfect. Don't, you know, beat yourself up for buying something that isn't 100% ethical or sustainable. It's definitely a learning process. It's definitely something that takes a lot of getting used to, but I hope this video helped a little bit, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.